Good evening. At this time, we'll call the Yukon City Council meeting for August the 18th, 2015 to order. If you would rise for the invocation by Pastor Mark Borseth of Resurrection Lutheran Church and remain standing for the flag salute, please.
Let's pray. Lord, thank you for our city servants. We thank you for our mayor and council and city staff, and just pray a blessing upon them tonight as they meet and as they do their work through the week, and pray that you bless their health, bless their families, bless their relationships with friendships and with each other in the way they work together. And we thank you for our community and just ask that we'd be good stewards of the gift of our community. And finally, we pray for our schools as they begin, that you would bless our students and our teachers and our school staff, our bus drivers, that it would be a safe and a blessed year. We thank you, God. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll, please.
Alberts.
Here.
Russell.
Here.
McCarron.
Here.
Smystrela.
Here.
Yonda.
Here.
At this time, we'll conduct a public hearing to receive input for the public regarding annexation of the northeast quarter and part of the northwest quarter of Section 24, Township 12 North, Range 6 West of Canadian County for the proposed Yukon Sports Complex. Are there any persons here that would like to address the council about this matter? Any persons here to address the council about the matter? Seeing none, we'll proceed to the next item. The next item is presentations and proclamations. At this time, we have some guests here from the DEQ. Jeanette Nance with Keep Oklahoma Beautiful. If you would come forward, and Bill Stover, if you would come forward, please.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
My name is Katrina Pollard. I'm with Department of Environmental Quality, Used Tire Recycling Program. I'm here tonight with Farrah Lamarche, manager of the DEQ Used Tire Recycling Program, Kelly Dixon, Division Director of the Land Protection Division at DEQ, Michelle Wynn, Legislative Liaison at DEQ, and Jeanette Nance, Executive Director of the statewide nonprofit Keep Oklahoma Beautiful. We are here tonight to present the City of Yukon their second Oklahoma Clean Community Award. This award is a collaborative recognition from DEQ and Keep Oklahoma Beautiful. Together, we recognize communities that participate in cleaning up tire dumps and implementing preventative measures to stop illegal tire dumping by holding tire recycling events where residents can bring unwanted tires free of charge. It is also a recognition of entities that practice good environmental stewardship by participating in environmental service projects with Keep Oklahoma Beautiful. We're all very excited and honored that the City of Yukon continues to stay involved with these projects and programs, and that you continue to be a community focused on good environmental stewardship. So I will now turn it over to Jeanette Nance to talk about Yukon's involvement with Keep Oklahoma Beautiful.
Mayor, Council, I'm glad to be here. I am Jeanette Nance with Keep Oklahoma Beautiful, and I am here with the Department of Environmental Quality because we came together as a partnership to recognize communities that go above and beyond to become clean communities and strive to be recognized as a clean community. This isn't an easy thing to do. There are very few on our esteemed list, and you all are our first to be awarded this community improvement twice. So I think that you should be happy. I'm proud to be here and present it to you a second time. But I want to take a minute and thank you for your participation in our programs that help you meet all the stringent requirements of the Clean Community application. They are involved, and you all have met them. But when you participate as an affiliate with Keep Oklahoma Beautiful, the City of Yukon, just in 2015, and you've done this for several years, participated in our Great American Cleanup. And these are your numbers for 2015. You held 3 events that had 600 participants, that valued service hours that defrayed municipal costs in excess of $6,400. You disposed properly of 6,280 pounds of litter and collected 290 tires. This is wonderful, and we at Keep Oklahoma Beautiful love to have participating communities and affiliates such as the City of Yukon. You've also participated in our Fresh Paint Days program in the past, and just recently completed 2 grants from us for your Main Street beautification and received 2 ODOT and KOB, that's Keep Oklahoma Beautiful, grants for that roadside improvement for the Main Street planters. We are proud to have you as a partner and very proud to be able to present you this award this evening. I'm going to pass the baton again to Kelly Dixon of the Department of Environmental Quality.
Hi, Mayor and Council. Thank you for having us. I want to step back a few minutes and a few seconds and just talk a little bit about why it matters, the cleanup of trash and tire dumps. 25 years ago, there was hundreds of tire dumps scattered across the state, and through efforts by the DEQ and also by communities to address these tire dumps, we whittled it down to less than 50 tire dumps. And why does this matter? It matters because tire dumps attract pests like mosquitoes and rodents. They can catch on fire, and if they're dumped illegally, it's the attractive nuisance and other trash starts getting dumped there. So our tire program sets up a process for current tires to get disposed of properly and recycled properly. The used tires in the tire dumps get collected and get processed by permitted facilities. Those processed tires are used as fuel in cement kilns. They're made into crumb rubber that can be used for products like playground material, and it can also be used in asphalt and roads. So we're excited to be able to take this waste stream and pull it from the waste and make it into products. Now, the important thing, the highlights of Yukon's program. Your efforts this year with recyclable materials, you've collected over 600,000 pounds of recyclable materials, which represents a 25% increase from what you did last year. That's progress, that's great. You also hold tire collection events twice a year, which keeps these tires from collecting as dumps, and it keeps your community clean. You have also participated in rain barrel events where you sell rain barrels to citizens, and your Parks and Recreation Department worked with a local school, and you had over 700 citizens participate in a cleanup of your parks. These are the kinds of efforts that the city promotes and that engage your citizens in stewardship of your community, which is a great, great thing. So we are happy here to recognize you for your efforts. And I would like to call Bill Stover up, the City Sanitation Services Director, to give you, there you are, to give you the certificate. You want to stick them over here? Yep.
No, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
I want to thank you ladies for coming and sharing with us, and it's nice to be recognized for the work. We know, we live here and we see the improvement made by the community, and it has mattered. I mean, it's cleaner and brighter, and I hope that we improve it another 25%. And Bill, thank you so much for your hard work and making us look good. It helps all of us. It makes our job really easy. But thank you ladies very much for coming this evening and sharing with us. Thank you. The next item is the visitor section of our meeting, and this is the opportunity for citizens to address the council about a non-agenda item. If you have a non-agenda item that you would like to address the council about this evening, we ask that you fill out a request. I've received a couple of those. If there's any person that's not here that has not filled out a request and they desire to speak to council, while the other people are talking, if you'd fill out the request and bring it up and give it to the clerk, I would appreciate that. The first person, is it Kate Ellison? If you come forward to the podium, announce your name and your address. We have
Right.
that, but we need that for our. And,
Okay.
it's a three-minute conversation, so it's your opportunity to talk with the council. We're not allowed to talk back other than this information that I'm sharing with you now, so
Okay.
that's the
All right.
purpose of the visitor section, ma'am.
Okay. I did notice that it was on the agenda, so.
I need your name and address,
Okay.
please.
Kate Ellison, 1330 Somerton Place, Yukon. I did not notice that my item was on the agenda. It was the traffic lights that Andrew and Garth Brooks that have been covered up with coffee bean gunny sacks since the early July. After reading the city council meeting minutes for August 4th, you guys were talking about the light there at that intersection as being on your radar, I guess, but I've talked to other people in the neighborhood, and we feel we do not have a voice in that light being an issue. We have 450 homes in the neighborhood, and it's very difficult to get out to I-40 from where we live. I bought our house 2.5 years ago for easy access to I-40. That really adds time and a roundabout way to get to I-40 when I'm trying to make a left from that light there. We also wondered in our neighborhood why there's a light at Raising Cane's across from Walmart when Walmart people could enter and exit on Vandement. During the Christmas light seasons, it's very clogged to get out of our neighborhood. If you go down Somerton north of where I live, trying to make a left onto Vandement is very difficult because people get in a line to go see the Christmas lights. You can very rarely try to make a left there without risk of getting hit. And we wanted to know in our neighborhood what the suggestion or solution is to get out of our neighborhood during really busy times like Christmas light season. And also there was a mention in the minutes and also the Traffic Commission meeting that there was a traffic study being done, and we would like to know when that results of that study is going to be presented.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Jenny Crane?
Hi, good evening. I'm Jenny Crane. I live at 1500 Somerton Place, Yukon. Some of the stuff that she's already said, I'll try to eliminate off of here. These are questions. I'm head of the neighborhood watch group in that area. And our last meeting on Monday the 10th of August, we had over 50 people there representing 50 different family homes there in that area that are very concerned about this, and they were also at the traffic meeting on August 11th. And Mr. Shriver was very nice and let everybody speak their piece. We appreciate that. But some of the questions that they have that we are in the dark about as to when this study was done on the lights, whether it was scheduled before the lights were bagged or after, what time of days it was done and the dates the reports were done, because I think you can understand that everybody in that area is taking the extra time and from being late to work by going out a different direction and have to try to get up on Vandement or onto Cornwell. And it just disrupts their normal routine for getting to work on time. One of the other ones is wanted to know what it cost the taxpayers here as far as having that study done. And let's see. Well, my other comment was that I would offer a week at my house there it's an empty house that we use for every meetings and stuff, for one of you to come there and stay for a week and have to use the exits that we do and see what we live in for a week, 10 days, whatever it takes you, but for you to experience what 450 homes are doing in our area. So I offered it to the traffic department too for the traffic meeting, so my offer still stands. We were also concerned about cutting through the parking lots to get out of that area, whether you go in through the parking lot at Garth Brooks, or if you go through the parking lot at going out Holly at not Safeway anymore, Homeland. Cutting through there is illegal, plus it's dangerous for anybody walking to their cars. And if you cut down, if you go around the community center and you cut in on Sequoia to try to beat that long line of waiting cars, you go up Vale, well, those people you're just involving another community now that has a heavy traffic load in it, that they have just as much problem as we do getting out. One of the other ones that she had already mentioned is about why they are allowing the light there at Raising Cane and going into Walmart, where neither one of them is a through street, and they've got signs up to where it's for customers only. We've even thought about if you'd have a flashing red light there, give us some kind of option to get out onto Garth Brooks or onto 10th Street. So our concern is whether you want, or if you're worried about time for everybody getting everywhere, or are you concerned about lives, because it's very dangerous for children in that school, for Sheedat grade school, the new 4th and 5th grade school. But one last thing, I'm done.
Okay.
Like she said, there's 450 homes there. We're just kind of wondering if our vote even counts. I'm a Bible-believing, God-fearing person, that I like to treat other people as, the way I would like to be treated. And I'd just like to have the respect of all of you guys, too, for what our situation is. And I appreciate you letting us talk.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Any other people that would like to address the council this evening about a non-agenda item? And with the way the meeting's set up, we're not allowed to comment at this time. I think that the council members, if you'd like to stay around after the meeting, I'd be glad to talk to you and share what information I can. So I understand. I just want you to understand it's not that we're ignoring you at this time, but procedurally, our city attorney won't allow us to comment on the matters that you've brought up. So, okay, with no other visitors, at this time we'll recess as the Yukon City Council and reconvene as the Yukon Municipal Authority. The item is item 1A on the YMA consent docket. This item is placed on the agenda so the Yukon Municipal Authority, by unanimous consent, can designate those routine items they wish to be approved by one motion. If an item does not meet with the approval of all authority members, that item will be heard in regular order. The city manager recommends a motion to approve A, the minutes of the regular meeting of August the 4th, 2015, and B, payment of material claims in the amount of $143,770.31. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarran,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
The next item is 2A, and that's consider authorizing an agreement with Government Capital Corporation to provide the consultation of the city master lease program contingent upon the final approval by the city attorney as recommended by the city manager. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
McCarran,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
Smystrela.
Yes.
At this time, we will adjourn as YMA and reconvene as the Yukon City Council. The first item is the consent docket. This item is placed on the agenda so the city council, by unanimous consent, can designate those routine items that wish to be approved by one motion. If an item does not meet with the approval of all council members, that item will be heard in regular order. The city manager recommends a motion that will approve A, the minutes of the regular meeting of August the 4th, 2015, B, the payment of material claims in the amount of $396,505.23, the designation of the items on the attached list from the Technology Department as surplus and authorizing their sale, donation, or trade, D, denial of claim number 200524ME from Bob Shawcross as recommended by the Oklahoma Municipal Assurance Group, E, the renewal of the agreement of services between the City of Yukon and Sister Cities International for the term of July 1, 2015 through June 30th, 2016 at the cost of $425. F, the renewal of the agreement of services between the City of Yukon and Oklahoma Checks, Inc. for the term of July 1, 2015 through June 30th, 2016 at the cost of $1,455. G, the renewal of the agreement for services between the City of Yukon and Compassionate Hands, Inc. for the term of July 1, 2015 through June 30th, 2016 at a cost of $12,000. H, the renewal of the agreement for services between the City of Yukon and FSWB for the audit services for the year end June 30th, 2015, an amount not to exceed $27,500. The final item is I, and that's the setting of the date for the next regular council meeting for September the 1st, 2015, 7 p.m. in the council chambers of the Centennial Building at 12 South 5th Street in Yukon, Oklahoma. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Russell,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
The next item is 2, and that's consider approving ordinance number 1323, an ordinance increasing the corporate limits of the City of Yukon and designating an area of approximately 253 acres south of Main Street and west of Frisco Road in the north half of Section 24, Township 12 North, Range 6 West, Indian Meridian, Canadian County, Oklahoma, for such increased, and determining that the area for such an increase is considered to be within the corporate limits of the City of Yukon, providing an effective date, and repealing all ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith, and providing that if any part or portion hereof are invalid or ineffective, the remaining portions shall not be affected, and declaring an emergency. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alberts,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
The next item is item 2A, and that's consider approving the emergency for ordinance number 1323. Do I have a motion?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes. Next item is item 3, and that's consider approving resolution 2015-13, a resolution honoring the memory of Frosty Peak and commemorating his years of dedication and service to the City of Yukon and its Emergency Management Department and its citizens by naming after him the City of Yukon Emergency Operations Center. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Alberts,
Go Pokes, yes.
Russell.
Yes.
Pistols fired.
Pistols firing. There we go. Thanks, Frosty. All right, item 4 is consider approving a consolidation use permit from AMAX Sign Company on behalf of Hideaway Pizza for a 55-foot sign at 1701 Shedeck Parkway, Yukon, Oklahoma, as recommended by the Planning Commission.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Yonda,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes. Item 5 is consider approving a final plat for Popeye Restaurant, a tract of land being part of Lot 1, Block 19, Canadian Heights, 6th Edition to the City of Yukon, Canadian County, Oklahoma, 1205 Garth Brooks Boulevard, as recommended by the Planning Commission. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
McCarron,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
The next item is 6, and that's consider approval of the final plat of River Mesa 2, a tract of land situated within the portion of the northeast quarter of Section 16, Township 12 North, Range 5 West in the Indian Meridian in Yukon, Canadian County, Oklahoma, as recommended by the Planning Commission. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Have a
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Alberts,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Item 7 is consider accepting the fire lane and fire hydrant and placing the maintenance bonds into effect to serve Raising Cane's Restaurant, 1127 Garth Brooks Boulevard, as recommended by the city engineer. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Russell,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
The next item is 8, and that's consider accepting the paving and drainage improvements and placing the maintenance bond into effect to serve Frisco Ridge Phase 2, south of Highway 66 and east of Frisco, as recommended by the city engineer.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
The next item is 9, and that's consider accepting the sanitary sewer line improvements and placing the maintenance bond into effect to serve Frisco Ridge Phase 2, south of Highway 66 and east of Frisco, as recommended by the city engineer. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved. Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
McCarron,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
The next item is 10, and that's consider accepting the public water line improvement and placing the maintenance bond into effect to serve Frisco Ridge Phase 2, south of Highway 66 and east of Frisco Ridge, as recommended by the city engineer. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Yonda,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
The next item is item 11. That's consider accepting a fee in lieu of on-site detention in the amount of $2,500 from Popeye Restaurant, 1205 Garth Brooks Boulevard, as recommended by the city engineer. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Discussion?
I've got a question about the, did we do any water look at that? I mean, it's been kind of a mess and everything here for a while now, and we're gonna go back to that. So I assume this is in lieu of any kind of water retention or detention or anything, is that correct?
That's correct.
So did we look at that?
Yes, we did. If you remember, the existing site was already paved, so all they've done is remove what is there. And when somebody does that, our ordinance that reverts back to detention being required.
Yeah.
So there's, site's not large enough, and since they're putting back basically new concrete, they're able to control the water a little bit better, so it's going where it needs to go.
Well, I thought the weeds there were gathering quite a bit of water, so
Yeah.
that's why I asked if it was gonna be as part of the construction plan, that we're gonna have another water, because that's right there where the Hallmark and Harry.
Right, Hallmark is, there's another development going in right where, I believe where Hallmark is.
Yes.
Chicken Express, and I've made them coordinate Popeyes between,
So there's not
22.
any special drainage required there or anything?
that's right.
Okay, thank you.
Other discussion? Ms. Yonda?
I
Other
was
discussion?
just saying Raising Cane's is where Hallmark was.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Anything else? Call the roll, please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
The next item is 12, and that's consider approving Resolution 2015-14, a resolution authorizing the calling and holding of a special election in the city of Yukon, Canadian County, state of Oklahoma, to be held on the 10th day of November 2015 for the purpose of submitting to the qualified electors of the city of Yukon, Oklahoma, the question of whether the proposed amendment to the city charter, Section 35 and subsection A36 of the city of Yukon should be ratified, approved, and adopted, which proposed amendments would be different from the present charter by changing the candidacy filing period and the date of the primary election to nominate candidates for the city council to succeed council members whose terms are expiring to be changed to conform to state law, setting forth the proposition to be voted upon, directing the city clerk to cause this resolution to be published in the newspaper of general circulation in the city, directing the city clerk to deliver a copy of this resolution to the secretary of the Canadian County Election Board and to furnish said board a current map of the city, a copy of the city charter as it relates to the conduct of elections, and any other information required by law or necessary for conducting said election. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
I guess
Mr.
I've got a
McCarron.
small thing on that.
Yes.
That is all we're doing is changing it to conform with the state elections. Is that because it specifies certain times in the charter right now?
Right.
So we're trying to, so we don't have to have a different election.
Well,
date.
actually, what happened was our charter specifies the primary is to be in March. And then a new law came out that said there will be no municipal elections in March. So
But I knew
the
there was a
senator carried that
conflict.
bill, the governor signed it, so there's no March election after the first of the year.
So do we have any proposed, what our proposed change is gonna look like yet, or?
Yeah, it's in that resolution. We're gonna move it to February.
Oh, okay.
General election in February.
Hmm?
Assuming the voters approve.
Well, yeah, no, from the changes there, that's correct.
And if it's not approved, then what?
Yeah,
You're stuck in office.
Oh.
Yeah, never get out.
You never get off.
28,
Anything, other discussion? I'm sorry. Any other discussion?
Valid point, though.
Other discussion? Call the roll, please.
Russell,
yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes,
Alberts.
Yes. The next item is 13. That's consider approving an expenditure of funds in an amount not to exceed 1,000, I'm sorry. It's a lot of reading for a fella. And I apologize, I'll try to slow down. 13, consider approving an expenditure of funds in an amount not to exceed $129,500 for the transportation installation of the Christmas lights and displays for the Christmas in the Park to be completed by Echelon, thank you. Complete Lawn and Landscaping LLC beginning August 31st, 2015 through November the 13th, 2015 to be paid from the hotel motel use tax as recommended by the Deputy Director of the Parks and Recreation. Do I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve. Second.
Discussion? Discussion?
Yeah, that is.
Mr. Russell?
That is to remove them too, right?
No, that's our slow months when they get removed in January, February. So we are going to remove them. This is to transport them, put them in place, hook them up, to get everything working as they're supposed to be. And to do it by a date certain in advance of opening up Christmas in the Park.
Other discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Yonda,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
McCarron,
yes,
The next item is item 14, and that's consider authorizing an agreement with the Government Capital Corporation to provide for the communication of the City Master Lease Program, the continuation of the City Master Lease Program contingent upon final approval by the city attorney as recommended by the city manager. Do I have a motion, please?
so moved.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll.
Alberts,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Yonda.
Yes.
The next item is item 15, and that's the city manager's report. Mr. Bottom.
The first thing I want to talk to you about is sales tax. I'm really, in addition to being almost gleeful at telling you this news, I am somewhat taken back that we didn't get it any closer than this. But our month-over increase in sales tax from last year was 20.78%. That brings us to a year-to-date increase over the same period last year of 16.8%. I can tell you that if we continue along this trend, probably by mid-year, I'm going to be asking you to amend the budget to include the increase in revenue, because it is so much larger than what was projected. I don't think that it's the right thing to do. I think we need to get right with our budget and amend the revenue numbers if we continue along this same trend, and there's no reason to believe that right now we're not going to. That was the really good news. If you'll remember last month, we had use tax that increased by 255% over the same period last year, primarily because of buying roofing materials and replacing roof after a hailstorm. But to indicate to you the volatility of use tax and why we don't like to use that in our budgeting process at all, this month use tax was down 33.2%. So I think those are the two highlights from that particular item. Health Center Parkway. Arnold has been promising for 6 weeks that the road would actually be done in 2 weeks, and I can tell you that the road, as of today, the roadway has been complete. We really, we lack some finishing up stuff, a sidewalk down the east side of the new road, finishing up some irrigation and laying some solid sod down the medians and the along the sidewalks and the curbs. Very pleased to report on that. A couple of things very quickly. With your action to annex the 253 acres, 251 acres west of town for the sports complex, that completes the single largest de-annexation and annexation ever allowed by Oklahoma City. Congratulations. Well done. And finally, I was only able to get a couple of things, but I do want to make one comment. The traffic study for Andrew Drive and Garth Brooks Boulevard was delivered to our offices on late Friday morning last week. We then made copies and sent them to the Traffic Commission. John, I think you said you got one today. We also put that traffic study in your Dropbox. You can go read the whole thing there if you wish. The traffic study, it followed along with a 2009 study that was completed by a different engineering firm called TEC, as well as took into account the traffic counts that we take on Garth Brooks Boulevard about every 6 months. The retailers and developers all over the town, they are very vitally interested in what the traffic counts are on that roadway. So we have a lot of traffic information on that roadway that was also taken into account in the study. We will make that public as soon as the council and the commission have had a chance to review and study it. We will put it on our website where you can access it through a link on the front of our web homepage, as well as if anybody wants to see it, come by and for a very small fee, we will make copies of the whole thing, 50-something pages long. So, but we'll make it available. It is a public document, so anybody can read it, and we're going to make it available in several different formats in several different areas moving on. I will tell you also that I have instructed Arnold and Robbie, as well as Joe, to start the process of finding solutions for that particular intersection that take into account any and all issues that were raised at the Traffic Commission and by anybody else moving forward. So those will be developed over the next several, I would think that really, a month, we'll probably have something that makes sense and has been studied thoroughly before we move forward on any of that kind of stuff. I think that will end my report, and I stand ready for your questions.
Questions for the manager? Questions for the manager? Mr. Bottom, I have one question just for the ladies procedurally so they can understand. The matters at Andrew Drive has been to the Traffic Commission,
It has been introduced.
okay? And now a traffic study has been made, and that's been provided to the Traffic Commission,
They are going to make recommendations then
okay?
to the council.
Okay. So, but at this point, it's still at the Traffic Commission,
That's right.
so and the agenda will be posted, and if the item is on the agenda, the ladies or the other citizens will be allowed to attend,
Yep.
have additional input like they've had. Then from there, it will come to once they make a recommendation to come to the council,
That's right.
and then we'll have a meeting, and it'll process through.
That's right.
Okay.
Follow the process all the way to the end.
Okay. Any other discussion? At this time, we go to item 16, that's new business. Any new business, sir?
None tonight, Mr. Mayor.
Council discussion. Councilwoman Yonda.
Well, congratulations to Bill Stover and his staff and the citizens of Yukon for this excellent award. And then thank you, ladies, for coming. I was at the Traffic Commission, listened to all the concerns, and we appreciate you being here. We certainly take everything that you say very seriously, and we want to hear from you on all the issues about the traffic light. Thank you.
Councilwoman Semeisterle.
I just want to congratulate also Bill and for all you've done for our city, and we appreciate all you do. And you also, Arnold, and our new road.
Mr. Russell?
Well, I also would like to thank Bill for all your hard work. It makes this look really good. Thank you. Kate Ellison and Jenny Crane, thank you for coming tonight, because without your input, this really wouldn't mean a whole lot. So that's what we need, is your input. So thank you very much for coming. And that's some great news on the tax revenue. Hopefully we can keep that rolling the right way. Thank you.
Mr. McCarron?
Well, I just got back from Mississippi, and I just want to tell you what a great place Yukon is to live. And we do live in a wonderful place, and Bill, once for myself, thank you especially. I certainly don't take advantage of all the other things, but I sure do take advantage of the recycle center, and I appreciate it a lot. So with that, that's it for me, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you. Just a couple. First of all, I'm glad to hear that Frosty's name's memorialized in the community, and I know that that First Responder Center meant a lot to him, and I'm glad to see that we did that. Secondly, on the Andrew Drive issue, ladies, first of all, ma'am, don't ever think that your voice is not heard. First of all, I live in the area, and I drive down the street almost daily myself, so I'm very well aware of that. And like Mr. McCarron said, it's amazing how much stuff goes on in our community and people never come forward. So with all due respect, sometimes we wonder if you guys are listening. So it's refreshing, and it's nice that you do come and share with us. And but don't ever think that this process is cumbersome. And when you pick an evening like tonight to come and discuss with us, this is a formal meeting. So I've received several emails. I've tried to respond. One person I went back and forth with 5 or 6 different times. asked the city manager to write a memo. Within the same day, he produced a memo that I was able to send to some people that I've written. It's under review by the Traffic Commission, so it's the bureaucracy. I mean, it's government. But we certainly want to make sure that we, one, protect our citizens, address the traffic problems. Those are all issues. Some of the decisions we make are not always agreeable, but we need input and we need to understand. We may not think about, well, what if you dug a tunnel over to Brahms? Might not be practical, but I mean, if you don't bring it up, then we would never have considered something like that. So there's a lot of work that still needs to be done with the intersection. I myself, it's terribly inconvenient. I live in Spring Creek, so I come out of there, I come down to Montreal, that's where I go to Walmart. I don't go down to Vandeman either, so I use it all the time. So I want you to understand it's certainly not falling on deaf ears because I travel that road weekly. And I want to say again, Bill, and thank you so much, and DEQ, thank you for coming out. And like Mike and Rick, and it is a great place to live, but it can only get better. I mean, our revenue is increasing, and we're going to continue to do great things in the city of Yukon. And it's an opportunity, if you see a piece of trash, if you see a tire, I mean, you don't have to wait on the city to come and pick it up. I mean, it's your home too. It's your hometown. It's an opportunity for you to step forward. I hope you can see that the city is working very hard to make this a better place to live for you all. And I just challenge you as the mayor to chip in and join in and help. You know, when you mow your grass, don't blow it out in the street and wait for it to collect down at the end of the, creek or your leaves. I mean, it's the time of the year that those things need to be picked up and put away. We have an opportunity to dispose of those. We're glad to do that and challenge you to help us to continue to receive this award. That's excellent news that we're the only city that's ever received it, I guess, two times or 2 years in a row. I mean, that's incredible. But also, I do think that it is from a lot of our citizens that do help. I certainly don't want to, but I just challenge each and every person to become more and more involved in the community. So, and then the last thing, I agree, Grayson, with the park. I said it's a great thing that we've annexed that huge piece of property, brought that into our community. It's opportunity for us to continue to go forward, and we need the input from the citizens, from the different people. I mean, your voice can't be heard if you don't tell us about it, but I think that's something that our community has needed for a long time, and I look forward to the completion of that project. And then one additional thing, ladies, you did happen to come on a night that we have an executive session. So that's a formal meeting where we're going to go back behind this door and we're going to talk. But if you'll bear with us, I or one of these other council members will be happy to speak with you if Mr. Bottom's comments didn't satisfy all of your questions. But we do have to adjourn ourselves here in a minute and go back for a meeting, then we'll be glad to talk with you. So that would bring us to item 18, and that's consider a motion to recess as the Yukon City Council and convene into executive session to discuss pending investigation, litigation, or proceedings with the city attorney as provided by Title 25 OS 2003, Section 307B4. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll, please.
McCarron.
Yes.
Alberts.
Yes.
Smystrela.
Yes.
Yonda.
Yes.
Russell.
Yes.
And we'd like to invite the city manager to our meeting as well, please.
And Mr. Mayor, we'd like to invite Jack.
You were two-handed.
Oh, no.
Go Cubs.
Cold, make it cold.
If you're gonna wear socks, they may as well be orange, right?
There you go.
Freeze. Love it.
All right, so we can reconvene on the 19th.
We'll do 19 and then you read the statement.
Maybe go on a walk in the
Then
morning.
I go over to the next
Or
item.
sit outside, 57. Free air conditioning.
At this time, we take up with item 19, and that's consider a motion to adjourn from the executive session and reconvene as the Yukon City Council. Do I have a motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Discussion? Call the roll.
Russell,
Yes.
McCarron,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Alberts.
Yes. I'd now like to read the minutes of the executive session. While in executive session, only the item on the agenda was discussed, no action was taken, and no votes were cast. So at this time, we'll take up item 20, and that's consider a motion to direct the Development Services Director to issue a conditional use permit to ERS Telecom for consideration of a 170-foot monopole west of Cali Avenue on North 11th Street, provided that ERS satisfies the conditions set forth. Number one, the City of Yukon will issue the conditional use permit to ERS Telecom for construction of a 170-foot monopole west of Cali Avenue and North 11th Street, provide ERS satisfies the conditions set forth below. Number two, ERS will construct an access road from the city street into the property. The access road will be 50 feet in length, 12 feet in width, concrete, and constructed to city and DOT standards, including standards of adequate drainage. The plans for access road shall be approved by the city staff. The remaining roadway within the site shall consist of crushed gravel or stone. Item three is ERS will construct an 8-foot fence with slats for screening around the tower and any guy wires and anchors. Four is ERS will place a lock gate at the property line so no unauthorized persons can use the roadway. 5, ERS will place a no trespassing sign with a 24-hour contact number prominently displayed at the entrance of the site. And 6, as-built plans will be submitted to ERS to the city after completion of construction. And 7, if the tower is not in use for more than 6 consecutive months, it will be removed at ERS's expense. The vegetation at the site will be restored as closely as possible to its conditions prior to the removal of the tower. If ERS does not remove the tower, it will be removed by the city and the vegetation restored at ERS's expense. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion. Discussion? Call the roll, please.
Smystrela,
Yes.
Alberts,
Yes.
Russell,
Yes.
Yonda,
Yes.
McCarron.
Yes.
Item 21, at this time with no other matters before the council, we stand adjourned.